Yes, at the making of this video, we are still waiting on the Zadarius Smith news. And Sunday night, the 3rd is over. And allegedly, reportedly, we would get some news before the end of today, the 4th, that Zadarius Smith would be traded to the Detroit Lions. Now, if you guys have read or seen his Instagram, he comes out in a week with a post, week 10. He's wearing something very close to Honolulu blue silk or something like that, with a big old smile on his face, like he knows he is going to be a Detroit Lion. So, yeah, as a matter of fact, let me just show you, because I could show you better than I could tell you. That's Zadarius right there. And smile, and you can see down here it says week 10. Well, we're still in week 9, so maybe he knows something that we don't know. But Zadarius Smith is not going to be the only person traded to the Lions, in my opinion. I think with the loss of Aiden Hutchinson, the Detroit Lions have to do something else. And we've already seen movement from contenders, not necessarily Super Bowl contenders, but people trying to make the playoffs. And the Arizona Cardinals made the first move of the day by trading for a pass rusher from the Denver Broncos. And according to Denver Broncos Syndicate, that's one thing that the Broncos have an abundance of. Like, they're not like us where we're lacking several. They have an abundance. This was one guy that they could afford to trade. So he was traded away for what I believe to be a 6th-round pick. With that being the case, we expect some movement to happen with the Detroit Lions today. And I was going to make a video about it yesterday, but it got carried over to today. But me and Ari have the same idea. Thinking about, and we did this video Saturday night, but now since the updated standings after basically the bulk of the week 9 games have happened, here are your sellers. The Detroit Lions pass rushers will come from one of these teams. According to his Twitter, we knew this though, the Giants, Browns, Saints, Raiders, Dolphins, Patriots, Panthers, Jaguars, and Titans will all have just 2 wins heading into week 10. Those are your sellers before Tuesday's trade deadline. A lot of those teams we talked about. Cincinnati Bengals off the table. Trey Hendrickson, you are going to have to steal him. He's going to go now for 2 first-round picks. If the Bengals were to part with him, I do not think they will. So with a new sense of, like, this is the final countdown is right now. Which one of these players could be a Detroit Lion? So let's look at the playoff picture again. And for those of you who are sick of this, it's almost over. By the time this video comes out, you will have exactly 24 hours and it'll be done. Now, being a Detroit Lions fan, we probably gonna have to wait a little later. You know how Brad likes to do stuff. So let's look at this. One team that is a couple teams out of the playoffs right now that are still in contention. The Colts, Buccaneers, Bengals, Bears. Bengals off the table. Jets, nobody from there. We already talked about that. Rams. So here's where we're looking. Seahawks also have 4 wins. They're very much in contention. Titans, we talked about this before. Harold Landry, Arden Key. Those are 2 guys to watch. The Miami Dolphins, I don't think if they're going to sell, then they're saying they're done with the season. And they could be. They very well could say throw in the towel. You know, this season is a wash, as you can see from their current playoff probability, 4%. So they might be sellers, but I don't know who they would sell. A lot of their defensive line is hurt. Dallas Cowboys, they're not a 2-win team. The Cleveland Browns, playoff probability, 2%. So they lost, it went down 2%. Just for the record, let me go up here and check out our team. Now that it's over, the Lions have a 98% chance to make the playoffs. Yes. Okay, let me go back down. Go back down. Okay, so the Tennessee Titans, 5%. Miami Dolphins, 4%. The Cleveland Browns, 2%. Again, Zadarius Smith is allegedly on his way to Detroit. We'll see how that plays out. But here's where it gets interesting to me. The Carolina Panthers. I was watching Jadeveon Clowney yesterday. I said I wouldn't want this guy, but we're at the point now where we can't be picky. New Orleans is going to be a team we talk about as well. Jadeveon Clowney, I wouldn't be mad. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Josh Hines-Allen is not a thing. He's not a thing. He's up there with Myles Garrett, Max Crosby. Okay, not going to happen. However, Trayvon Walker to me is a thing. And honestly, I believe that he would be pound for pound, financially, capital. I think he would be the best option for the short term and the long term for the Detroit Lions. That's just 24 years old, under his rookie contract. He right now, pound for pound, would be the best pick we could possibly, the best draft we can make, the best trade we can make. I'm already ahead of myself. So I think it gets good. The Raiders, this gets good. We already know one guy and one guy alone. Raiders cleaned house today. They fired, seems like everybody. I think they fired their quarterback coach, their offensive line coach, their offensive coordinator, if I'm not mistaken. It was 3 vacated positions today. And everybody but Antonio Pierce seems like. So it depends. Do the Raiders think they can actually turn this thing around while Max is under contract? So that's going to be something very intriguing. And people were coming. I have no confirmed reports, but people were coming into the comment section of my other, the live stream of Spike Kool-Aid that we do shows on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Make sure you subscribe to Syndicate Sports Detroit if you want to be part of that. Came into the live stream and said that they read somewhere or heard somewhere that the Detroit Lions also called today, which is Monday the 4th, about Max Crosby. So take that as you will. I don't know that. I don't have any source to confirm that or anything like that. So very interesting. The Saints, they fired their head coach today. They already have their assistant head coach or assistant coach is already the head coach now, the interim head coach. So he was the first. No, was he the first official firing of the season? No, Robert Saleh was. The Saints. Cam Jordan said, bro, we lost to the 1-7 Panthers. So he feeling some type of way. He was like, we need to, and I'm not gonna say that led to Dennis Allen getting fired, but it didn't help, right? So now we're talking about, there's a couple guys over there. I made a video about Granderson earlier today. I know I wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it. Chase Young, he's also part of that. They are having a fire sale. Somebody also told me in that same chat that the Lions allegedly, reportedly, supposedly called about Marshawn Lattimore. I don't understand what sense that would make. And if Brad Holmes did that, just wait until you see my reaction. I'll put it like that. Again, these are unconfirmed. This is what people have told me in the live stream of the other channel. So the Saints, sellers. Playoff chances, 1%. 7 losses in a row. The Patriots. I think the dude's name is Kavion White. You guys were talking about. I still have not looked into him, but I'm sure maybe today I'll do a video about him or something like that before it's too late. And the New York Giants. You've got Azeez Ojulari that we've talked about today. So again, if we go back to Ari's post, the Giants, Browns, Saints, Raiders, Dolphins, Patriots, Panthers, Jaguars, and Titans are going to be the sellers. They're going to be the sellers. My guess is that Ojulari, Zadarius Smith, and or Myles Garrett, pipe dream, right? But possible. Saints, desperate times, I'll say Chase Young. I don't think Cam Jordan. Lattimore, I think that's a myth. I'm not sure. Carl Granderson. Raiders, only one man in a world. See that? Dolphins, they need help. There's nobody on their D-line that I would take. Calais Campbell, bro, hold on. Panthers, Jadeveon Clowney. Patriots, White, Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, I skipped the Tennessee Titans. Harold Landry, Arden Key, Jacksonville Jaguars, Trayvon Walker. One of these players, one or two of these that I mentioned, I believe will be a Detroit Lion. If I had it my way, it would be 2. So we are on the home stretch of the trade deadline. I don't know about y'all. I'm mildly tired of talking about it. It's entertaining. It's entertaining, just like us watching football. We're more invested in watching a football game. It feels more like stress than entertainment. But this is all entertainment. Watching the Detroit Lions beat the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau for the third straight time in the rain, owning them, was entertaining. This is also entertaining. One of these people will be a Detroit Lion. One or two of these people will be a Detroit Lion by this time tomorrow. Give me your thoughts. Who would you like it to be? I'm going to use a term that I don't think, I'll just say this before we wrap it up. I don't think anybody is not for sale. I don't think any trade is unrealistic. I think we use that to prepare ourselves for letdown. However, I want you to entertain this, and I'll throw this out there. If one of the teams for Max Crosby or Myles Garrett asked you for 3 first-round picks, would you give it to them? Hear me out. The Lions right now are picking 31st. If the season ended today, which it won't, but just to put it in perspective. Last year, we picked 29th. We moved up to 24 to take Terrion Arnold. Your first-round pick is essentially going to be a second-round pick. Lamar Jackson, I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire was taken late in the first round. So you do have a couple gems. I don't think Clyde's a gem, but Lamar is. As much as I can't stand Lamar, okay. So if they said, listen, Detroit, we'll give you Max. We'll give you Max. You can have him. We'll give you Max and a pick. We want 3 first-round picks. We're not going to ask for any other picks. We're not going to ask for any other players. We want 3 first-round picks, 25, 26, 27, or 25, 26, 28 for Max Crosby. Would you do it? Chew on that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Listen, we are at 24.5K. We are well within reach of 25K by the trade deadline. We would have to have a 500 subscriber 24 hours. I don't think that's going to happen. But if this is not your first time here and you enjoyed the content, enjoy a real Lions fan talking to you raw and unfiltered, no fluff, no corporate stuff, none of that other nonsense, then this is the channel for you. So consider subscribing. Help me get there. We'll have the Villain Lion giveaway and when that happens. Is that a shameless plug? Kind of. But hey, we got to, as a YouTuber, I've got to set milestones for myself. So consider doing that. Help me get there. If not, I'm sure we'll be there this week. If we miss tomorrow, we'll probably get there. The way the channel has been growing, we'll get there maybe Thursday, but we would definitely be there before the Lions take on the Texans. I have no doubt about that. So consider subscribing. If you don't mind, I would appreciate that. And remember, this channel is brought to you by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You can be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. And some of you guys may choose to take a bus to Green Bay for $2,500. But that wouldn't be a smart decision, would it? And as always, go Lions. So take care of yourself and each other.